yesterday we were discussing about the forms, right? Okay, so just to open the workspace, you can just navigate through the planning application. Okay, so you will
Okay.
be seeing all these options. Okay, so just to go to the navigate menu, and you will see option called the application. From application, you can open your planning application. Okay, you can open that. So once you open, you will be seeing that menu called admin mode, admin and sorry, application. Sorry, give me a second. Let me check. There will be a menu called administrator. Okay, so under the administrator, you will be seeing manage and application. Okay, so under the manage application, you can manage all the aspects like you can create forms, you can create a task list, and also you can update the variables values. Okay, and under
Uh,
the application, you will be able to create new application and you can manage other activities like data load, data export. Okay, everything you can do it through from the application window. Okay. Okay. Let me show you something. See, in the planning applications, first you'll be working with the forms. Okay. So, forms are used to upload the input that budget and forecast data. Okay. So during that forecast cycle, right? The user will open the specific forms and they will submit that data to the form. Okay. Maybe it may be that budget data or the forecast data. Okay. So to submit the data, we have to create some task list. Okay. So just usually the user open the forms and they submit the data. So the other way, like we can create workflow. Okay. Workflow means like we create some set of task and we will assign that task to the specific user. For example, I will create few tasks instead of directly submitting the same data. Just I will create a task. Okay, task mean it will contains list of instructions. Okay, now I have created base forms like I have created simple form. Using the simple forms, I will create that task list. Okay, so the task list will be containing some set of forms. Maybe I go few forms like sales forms, actuals form, budget forms. Okay, so similarly, you will be having many forms. I have created simple forms. So using the simple forms, I will be creating the task list. For example, the user from I have one user called A. Okay, he want to submit only the actual data. Sorry, only the budget data. So I will create a task called user A. Okay, so I will assign that forms to this specific task budget form. And also I will provide some list of instruction. You go to enter data for January month. Like that, I will provide some instruction. Okay. So user open that the specific task and he will submit the data through the budget form. He doesn't want to open that forms directly from that workspace and submit it. Okay. Always he will have access to that task list, not the form. Okay. So so using the task list, he will be working with all that data submission. Okay. And in the forms, right, uh, there will be option to assign the specific business rule. So whenever we submit the form or save the form, it automatically called the specific calculation script and execute the calculation and aggregations. Okay, so this is how that planning applications is working. So I explain about how to create the application, right? So first we will be creating the data source and we will provide the application name and the application type, whether it's a general application or that it includes any modules like workforce or capex. Okay, and now I assign that the data source and application. I have given the application name. Next, I have to select the calendar. Okay, so for If you are working on any of the planning or budget application, or if you are working on that consolidation application, you have to provide that calendar details like the start year, end year, and also that fiscal starting month. Okay, so everything you have to provide in the calendar. Okay, so here I go set the calendar details. And also, if you are using, if you are working on the latest version, like the cloud application, you go to enable rolling forecast. There is a concept, mostly a few companies use a rolling forecast. Okay, so based on the requirement, we go to enable the rolling forecast. Okay, but if it is standard planning, I think there is no rolling forecast concept. If it is required, then we can do it through the calculation script. Okay. But if you are working on the cloud application, it comes with that out of the box functionality. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is for that even distributions methods. Okay. For example, see every month we have that 4 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
For example, for the January we'll be having week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. And in the planning, we'll be creating that even distribution based on the week. For example, okay, uh, it's for the quarter 1, quarter 2, and quarter 3. Based for each quarter, we have set that even distribution. For example, one of the month we will be having 5 weeks. Okay, so if
Right.
we have so just we go to set the application, which quarter will be having that 5 month for the specific month. Okay, so it's based on the requirement only. We go to set up that event distribution. Okay. So if you want more details, maybe we can cover this in the next session. Okay. So based on the requirement, just I have set up that weekly distribution. Okay. And after that, I will be setting up the currency details. I will, if you want to enable the multi-currency, you go to enable the multi-currency. And in the plan types, you go to enable that how many plan type you want. Like in the same application, you can you remember in Essbase we were able to create multiple database. In the same application, we can create multiple database. Okay. Similarly, in the planning application also, we can create multiple planning applications. Okay. Like here, I have enabled 3 plan type, and also if you are doing any reporting, just we can enable ASO view. Okay. So that will be used for the reporting, and also you can enable workforce
Okay.
the capex plan. Okay, and in the latest version, they have added project and finance modules. I guess I'm not sure. Okay, so these are the 2 modules. It's available in that planning application. If you want, you can enable that. Okay, if you enable that, it will provide some preceded dimensions. Okay, based on the module. If it is workforce, it will create few dimension called employee count, head count. Okay, if you enable the capex, it will create some project related dimensions. Okay, so that's will be going for that out of the box features. Okay, so now I have set up that application details, and also I know the calendar details. Okay, I know the currency, and I have created the plan type. And after this, just you can review all that settings, and you can just click on the finish to create the applications. Okay. So once the application is created, you should be able to see that application in that Essbase console. You can log into the Essbase console and you can see that planning application. And also you should be seeing that the standard dimensions, account, entity, year, period, everything you should be able to see in that Essbase. Okay. So when you connect through the smart view, right, you should be able to connect into both the airspace and the planning application using the shared services URL. Okay, you can access the planning application, and also you can access the airspace application using the smart view. Okay, so once we have created the application, you should be able to see it under the planning application here. Okay. So these are the manage menu. Under manage menu, you go these options. Just click on if you want to create any members or the or dimension. Just click on the dimensions. Okay. So under the dimension, you should be able to create all that members. So this is for the form. Okay. See, if you are updating anything in the dimension, for example, you are updating some member properties, or you are creating new member, or you are doing any dimension, if you are doing any user provisioning in the planning application, okay, it should be reflected in Essbase also. So for that, we will be performing that database refresh. If you click on that application, you will be seeing an option called refresh database. Can you check that, or maybe you can go to application menu and okay. And if you click on the tools menu, right? So there you will be seeing an option called import and export data. Okay. If you want to migrate some artifact, or you want to import some metadata hierarchy into the planning application, you can use that options, import and export. For example, here I am just trying to import the data from a flat site. Okay. So just I can directly import that data into planning application, and also similarly I can export the data into that same planning application. Okay, just if I want to take the backup of the data, or I want to migrate the data to some planning application, just I will use this option. Okay, so it will be available under tools menu. Okay, and this is for mapping that reporting application. For example, you are doing everything on that the planning application, and we can have that another reporting application. For example, you have multiple planning applications: plan 1, plan 2, plan 3. Okay, I want to do some reporting on that planning applications, but every time you cannot connect into each and every planning application, and you can't do the reporting. Okay, so for that we'll be creating one reporting application. Okay, so we will be mapping all that recorded dimension to the reporting application, and from the reporting application, we will be doing that generating the report. Okay, so mostly the reporting application will be the ASOQ. Okay, so if you want to create any map reporting application, just you can define the map reporting application. I think this option is not available in the latest one. Maybe you can check that if you have that option. Okay. So here we'll be doing that, just we'll be selecting that application type, and here we'll be doing that all the mapping. Okay. Mostly we don't use this functionality. Usually what we do right now, after creating the application, you should be seeing all the application in the Essbase. Okay. So in the Essbase, we'll be creating the partition. Okay. Using the partitioning, we'll be creating the ASOQ. So we'll be using the ASOQ as a reporting queue. Okay. For example, I have created 3 planning applications: plan 1, plan 2, plan 3. Okay. And in Essbase also, you'll be seeing the same application and the database: plan 1, plan 2, and plan 3. And using the replicated partition or the transfer partition, I will be creating another queue called reporting queue. Okay, so here I will be doing that mapping in Airspace, like using the mapping area. I will define all the mapping, and all the data will be reflected in the report queue. So just every day we will be doing some refresh to reflect all the data in the report queue. Okay, so user can directly connect to the report queue, and they can create any reports out of reporting applications. Okay, so that's it about the planning applications. Okay, and
Okay.
I will show you how to create the forms.
Mm-hmm.
So, so the purpose of the forms is like mostly it will be used by the business users to submit the data. Okay, so just they will set up that specific entity, or that cost center or profit center. Okay, for the specific point of view, they will be submitting the data. They can access that forms through the workspace, and also they can open the forms through the smart view. Okay, just you go to connect into that smart view, and there you will be seeing option documents or library. Okay, so from that document folder, you can access the form. Okay, and there are two kinds of forms. One is simple forms, and another one is composite forms. And simple forms means just you can create only one simple form and will be setting that layout. Okay, that means the point of view. And just you can open the form and you can submit the data. And the composite form means it's combine multiple simple form. Okay, for example, I want to create one sales volume form. Okay, already I have forms for the sales, and also I have created one another form for the volume. Okay, just I will combine both forms. So using that those two forms, I will be creating one new forms called composite forms. So this is how you create a composite form. So we'll be using this composite form in all that task list. And also we got the master composite form. Okay, it has it includes multiple composite form, but we rarely use this one. And also it's not available in the latest version. And another one, ad hoc create. Like you can create simple forms to retrieve the data. Okay, so that one we call it as ad hoc create. This one also we rarely use this one. Mostly we use the simple forms and the composite forms. And just able to go you can go to the manage menu. So under the manage menu, you click on that manage forms and ad hoc forms. Okay, so there you'll be seeing that form folder. Under the form folder, you can create new folder. For example, here I have created three folders called revenue, expend, and budget. So
Okay.
under that revenue folder, I can create many forms. Okay, so here just I can create that folder structure. So in each folder, I can create a specific form. For example, if I have the actual data or the budget data, so I can create actual and the budget folder. Under that, I will be creating all that forms. Okay, so I have created a form, and also you can assign user access. If you click on that user access, you will be able to assign specific users or the groups to the specific folders. Okay, so this one for adding the folder, this one for the deleting it, and this icon is for renaming any folder. Okay, similarly, you will be having the same menu option in the forms as well. Okay, so if you click on any forms, there you will be seeing that action menu view. This is for creating new simple form. This is for creating composite form. This one for editing, and you have delete option. This is for renaming the form, and this is for user access. You can grant access to any specific user, and this is for you adding the chart or bar chart. Okay, so those kind of if you are going to create any task, just you can use this option. Okay,
Okay.
so this is a form sector. So already I have given some overview about the task. Okay, what is the purpose of creating the task list? Okay, usually we'll be creating a task list for that to give some instruction to the user, and also the business users mostly access the task list to submit the budget and forecast data. Okay, so if you log into the workspace and just go to the manage menu, so there we will be find the option to create a task list. Okay, so just say go to
Okay.
administration menu, manage task list, and under the manage task list, you should be able to create the task list. Okay, and okay, so this is a workspace page. So if you click on that, you will be seeing that the task list details. Okay, so these are the existing folder created for the task, and so under the manage task list, you should be able to create a task, okay, and under the my task list, you should be able to see the task assigned to your user name. Okay, so here you can create the task. So task mean like there are many types. Like we can create basic stack task, and we can create parent task. So in the basic task, just you can give instructions to the user. Okay, so these are the steps you go to proceed during the month-end cycle. So based on the instructions, user will execute all the activities. Okay, for example, open the form, and just I can give like this: open a specific form and update exchange rate, save the form, execute calculation. Okay, so we can give this instruction in the basic task. Okay, and in the parent task, I can have both. Like just I can create a basic task, and also I can create a few more tasks, basic task or something. Okay, it will have many children. Basic task one, basic task two. Simply you will have a number of tasks under the parent task. And there is another one. Just you can call any of the artifacts. Like if you want to execute any forms directly from the task list, just you can assign that artifact to the specific form. So maybe we can call the integration task. We can assign forms. We can assign approval process, data load. So these are some type of task which will be used in the task list. Okay. So here just I can click on that new create task list button and create new task. Okay. So when you create that task, first you go to assign that task type, whether it's a URL form or business rule or manage approach. So based on the need, you go to select that specific task type. Okay. If it is descriptive, just you can give the procedures. That means the instructions. Okay. And you can give some specific URL so that user will access the URL. They can click on that URL, they will access the specific task. Okay, and you go to give the task description, and also you go to provide that duration. Okay, that means for example, if there are some specific tasks would be completed end of today. Then you have to give like within it should be completed within 8 hours, 9 hours, like that. Okay, and also you go to give the start date or end when it will be started, maybe today or tomorrow or the end of month. Okay. And also you can notify the user using that alert. Okay. And if there is any dependency, for example, in that parent task, we can create dependency. The basic task should be completed before the basic task two. Okay. So similarly, we can set some dependency in the task. So now I have created a task. Okay. The task name is demo one. Here I have added some instructions. Okay, instruction, and also I can add the form. Just click on that. If you look at here, right? So if you look at the task type properties, there is an option to add the form. Okay, so just click on that plus side, and you can add a specific form. So during when you work on the task, right, that the forms will be open automatically. So just you can work on the form and send. Okay, and just click on that task, it will be saved. These are the list of tasks created under on the demo folder. Okay, so here you can see the task type. If this the first one is a basic task. Okay, it has only that instance. This next one is forms. It has a forms, and so based on that type, you can see that icon. Okay. So if that task is started, you should be able to see the start date. If it is completed, you should be able to see end date and the completed date. Okay. And also here you can see the instructions. Okay. And if it is completed, the test status will be updated as yes. Okay. If it is incomplete, you can see that it's incomplete. So if you want to work on the task, just click on the next incomplete or just click on the next and you can submit the task so that it's marked as completed. Okay. So this is how I submit the data through the task. Okay. Just I click on that the specific task which is created for submitting the data. Okay. So when you click on that, the specific form is open. And in the form, just I can enter some data and submit that. Okay. See here you can see that overview of all the tasks. Like you can say how many tasks are completed, how many are incomplete. Okay. So if you look at the skill set, the first task is completed. Okay. So this one, actually, we can open the task from the workspace, and also we can access all the tasks through the smart view as well. If you log into that smart view add-in, you should be able to see all the list of tasks. If you expand the task list, you should be able to see all the tasks. So just click on the task. So whatever you done it through the workspace, right? The same can be done through that the smart view as well. Here you can just open the forms and submit the data. Okay. And also you can see that progress here. How many tasks are completed, how many are in progress. Okay. So here you can see that the task list report. It will give you that all the status of those tasks. Okay, so that's it. So today we will discuss about dimension level security and that user security in the SAD system. And also we discuss about the planning module. Okay. So first we will discuss about that dimension level security. Okay. So you remember in Essbase we were creating Essbase filter. Okay. Just we will set the point of view for specific users and will provide the access like read access, write access, and none access. Okay. Similarly, we will
Correct.
be here. We don't have any filter concept, but just we can edit that specific dimension and just provide that access to that point of view. Maybe I will show you in the system. Okay. Um. So just you have to go just you can choose any one of the dimension. Okay. Maybe the account. Just just you can edit that. So if you see at that menu, right, you see assign access icon. Okay. So select any specific member, just click on assign access, and there you will be seeing the option to add users and groups. Okay. If you have already created group, just you can assign the group, or just by default there are a few groups available in the planning applications. Okay. For example, we have the power user, service administrator, user, viewer. These are the existing groups available in the planning application. You can assign those groups to the specific member, or just you can go to the user and assign that specific user to that specific member. Okay. And also you have to select the type of access, whether it's read access or the write access. If they don't want to read or write any data, just you can provide none access. Okay. And also you have set that descendant property. Okay. So if you don't for example, if you have selected a descendant, then it will be applicable for the children of that parent member. Okay. So you go to select that roles based on that user. Okay. And so this is how the security it looks like. If you open that account dimension, once you added the security, you can see the view field here. Okay. Just you can click on the view and you can see that the roles assigned to the specific member. And also you can provide access to the form. So like assigning that accessing the form we already discussed, right? Yesterday I showed you how to assign that user security for the specific form. Okay. So this is for the EPMA application, but you are not using the EPMA application. If you are using the EPMA application, you have to enable the security in dimension library. Okay. So just you have to check the apply security. So once you enable that, you should be able to select the security. Okay. So mostly we don't use the EPMA. So this is for that well, the specific product, another member. Okay. So this is for assigning that user. We can select any specific user and assign it to that member. So these are the existing rules available in the CABEX planning. Okay. So in the planning application, mostly you will be working on the form and the dimension hierarchy, task list, and also you'll be working on the calculator script. We call it as business rules. Okay. So there will be some rules to aggregate the data or just if there is any allocation, there will be some allocation logic. Okay, you go to check that. And all that calculation functions, commands, everything is similar to the SPACE. Whatever we discussed in the SPACE, right? The same functionality will be used in the planning application only. Okay, there is no change in the function. Okay. Syntax, functions, everything is same in that planning application. Yeah, so that's it about the planning